Hello, welcome to today's Clarity Reset. Today, we are going to talk about the emotional business plan. And, you know, most business plans are built from logic. What looks good on paper, what the spreadsheets say, maybe what someone else's framework told you to do. But today, we're going to start somewhere a little bit different. We're going to start with how it actually feels to run your business and using that as the foundation for something instead of something, you know, that might be transplanted in. I feel like this might be a more honest and sustainable way to really get in touch with why you're doing what you're doing and what you're going to do. So, let's start with a grounding exercise. I invite you to get cozy in your chair or whatever you're sitting in and close your eyes or soften your gaze so that you're not really focusing on anything in particular. We're going to take a few deep breaths together. So, a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, in through your nose and out through your mouth, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now I want you to just bring your attention to your breath. Don't control it. Just notice it as it's moving in and out. Notice the way the air feels cool as it enters in through your nose. And then follow it down as it moves through your nasal passages down your neck and down into your chest and into your lungs. And notice that subtle movement of your chest as your lungs expand. You may also notice a subtle movement in your stomach, in your whole torso. Just notice the slight changes that happen as you breathe in and out. The opening of your lungs and the closing, the expansion of your chest and your abdomen, and then it contracts. Just notice that. And now I want you to bring attention to your shoulders. Notice if you're carrying any tension there and drop them. And now I want you to shrug your shoulders all the way up to your ears, real tight, tensing all of your muscles. And now roll them around and back and around. And just make this a really exaggerated move. Really stretch out between your shoulder blades and the tops of your shoulders. Really feel that, all those muscles and tendons and everything moving as you stretch it out. And then let them drop. And let your arms and hands rest somewhere where they feel supported. Notice if you're feeling any tension in your back and if you need to shift a little bit to one side or another to let that tension go, maybe to the front and to the back. Just do it. Just make that shift. Try to loosen all the muscles in your body. Loosen the area around your eyes, your temples. Let go of any energy and tension there. Let go of any tension in your jaw. Drop your jaw. Maybe move your neck around a little. Just notice where you're carrying any tension right now. And you don't have to do anything about it. But if there's some small movement you can do to loosen that tension a little bit and ground a little bit more into your chair, be a little more comfortable, then just do it. Do another scan from the tip top of your head and think all the way down your face and your head and your neck. Feel your chest and your back and your tummy and your torso, your arms, your hands. Bring your attention to your hips and then draw your attention down through your thighs and your legs, down your knees, past your calves, and down into your feet. Whatever tension that followed you down, let it come out through your toes. Just let it imagine that any of that energy, that tense energy, is just running down your body and out through your feet. Now bring your attention back to your breath. Notice it as it moves in and out. Does it feel a little lighter? We'll take a few more breaths together. So, a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And now I invite you to come back to this space, open your eyes, pull your journal out. And the first thing that I want you to do is brain dump. So, anything that pops into your head for the next 2 minutes, just write it down. It doesn't have to make any sense at all. It could be a word that you just repeat over and over again. The key is to not stop writing for this entire 2 minutes. You got a minute and 40 seconds left. What you're doing is getting all of the fragmented thoughts, the fragmented sentences, all the things that just kind of float around in your mind. You're getting those out of the way so that when we start on the journal prompts, you're not going to be sifting through that. Just get it all out on the paper. Doesn't have to make any sense. In fact, it's probably better if it doesn't. You got a little more than a minute left. Do not stop writing. Keep going. Keep brain dumping. Just write it all down. If you don't know what to write, write one word and keep writing it until the next one comes. That's how this works. Got a little more than 30 seconds left. Keep going. Just write whatever down that comes into your mind. Nonsensical. That's great. Just write it down. Doesn't have to make any sense. Nobody's ever going to read this. You never have to use it again. Okay, so we're going to start with the first question, and it is, what does running your business actually feel like right now? What does running your business actually feel like right now? We're going to have a few minutes to answer this question. So just write down what comes to mind when you read this. Maybe your business is in the very beginning stages. What does that feel like? Do you feel apprehensive? Do you feel excited? Do you feel like stressed? What are you feeling about it? Maybe you've been doing this business for a long time. But just get into your feels with this one. What does your business actually feel like right now? We have 3 minutes left. And think beyond the words busy or stressed. What is like the emotional texture of your day to day? Is it exciting, heavy, lonely, purposeful, chaotic, alive? Name it. You don't have to judge it, just name it and name all the feelings that are present. Let them all be here because maybe it's different on different days. Write it all down. Be detailed about this. Be real about it. Be real about it. Got a couple minutes left. I'll keep throwing words at you to inspire you as you write. So, again, it could be busy, stressed, exciting, heavy, lonely, purposeful, chaotic, alive, growing, apprehension, fear, fulfillment. Let all of those feelings that are present be there and just write them down. Explain it. You got another minute and a half left. Okay, start wrapping it up. Get some last thoughts, last words down on paper. What is the emotional texture of your day to day in your business? Even if you're spending just a little time of it at it or a lot of time, whatever it is. Okay, so the next question is this. What have you been trying to do that has never quite fit the way you actually work? What have you been trying to do that has never quite fit the way you actually work? It could be a system, a schedule, a strategy, a way of showing up. It could be something you keep attempting because it works for other people, but it just isn't working for you. What is it, and why do you think it keeps not fitting? And be honest here. Maybe you've worked really hard in one certain way of your business and it just isn't landing over and over and you watch it land for other people. So go deeper, get deep about this one. It's important to be real about what works for you and what doesn't. Again, this could be about time, like a schedule, like maybe you're trying to fit some sort of schedule um that doesn't really jive with you, or maybe it's a strategy because you think like you have to do this before that, and sometimes maybe there's some truth in that, but maybe that's not working out for you the way, it does for other people. Be real about it. This is where you want to write that sort of thing down. Again, what have you been trying to do that has never quite fit the way you actually work? Okay, start wrapping that one up. Okay, so the next question is this. And by the way, if you need more time on any of these, feel free to pause the video. Feel free to pause this recording and just spend a little more time. But the idea is to get out what's initially there. So anyway, uh, third prompt is this. If your feelings were allowed to inform your business decisions, what would change? If your feelings were allowed to inform your business decisions, what would change? And I'm not talking about like feelings as like the chaos. I'm talking about like feelings as data, like like a gut feeling even. Like what would you do differently? What would you stop doing, start doing, or do more of if you trusted your emotional read on your own business rather than a playbook or what you've been told you're supposed to be doing? This is kind of an emotional blueprint. So, if your feelings were allowed to inform your business decisions, what would change? Got about 2.5 minutes left. So, just keep going. Get all of your thoughts out on paper. Even if something you're writing is like, oh, I don't really feel like that, and you want to edit it, don't. Just write it all out and keep going. Because sometimes, even if you're writing something down that you've already decided isn't the answer, it's the next thing that comes after it, after you write it down and get it out on paper that might be the answer. So just keep writing, even if you've already dismissed it, even if you already want to edit it, just keep writing. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. This is really just for you to explore, your feelings about your business. And don't judge the things you're writing as you write them. Just let them out. All right, start wrapping it up. Okay, and now I want you to finish the sentence. The version of my business that actually fits me looks like blank. And now write the whole sentence. Don't just write the answer. The version of my business that actually fits me looks like blank. Okay. Start wrapping it up. And now, you know, I understand that, doing one of these journal exercises doesn't give you a business plan. True business plans take a long time. It takes a lot of time investment, a lot of energy, a lot of thought. And, you know, we can't do that in a 30-minute journal session. But what I know that we can do in a 30-minute journal session is get to the truth of how running a business actually feels. Running your business, running the vision you might have for your business in the future. And so this is just one of many exercises to really hone in on what your business plan might be. And to be real with you, I think the most sustainable business plan you'll ever write really starts with the truth of how it actually feels. Because when things get tough and things get hard and things are gonna suck sometimes. I mean, they just are. And when that happens, you still have to have a certain level of love and purpose in what you're doing. There's gotta be a reason. And maybe that reason, I'd say I'm not saying, like, it can't be money, maybe that reason is money. You need money to do this other thing. So I'm not saying that there isn't heart in going after the money. But what I am saying is that the way you feel about the work you're doing totally matters. It matters in the work itself, it matters in the clients and customers that you work with. It matters in how you treat yourself on the day to day. Are you gonna beat yourself up because 'cause you're like, "God, I hate this. I hate what I'm doing. I hate how I'm doing it. This is driving me insane." Are you going to be, like, negative with yourself about that over time? Be real about that because you're the one who has to live with your business. And so, it's important to not just look at the data and the frameworks and all the ways everyone tells you that you need to run a business, right? Like this is the right way to do it. There are a lot of people who did it exactly the right way who have failed in their business. There's a lot of those. And there's a lot of people who did it with only heart who failed in their business. It's just how it is. I think it's important to have a little bit of all of it. And this is just one of the ways to get in touch with the feelings that you have about your business and about yourself as the owner of your business. So, I hope that this was a fruitful experience for you, that you were able to get a little bit of insight, maybe a little bit of clarity around what you're doing and what feels good in your business and what's not really feeling good in your business and may not be the thing you want to keep doing for the entirety of your business moving forward. So, please feel free to share in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope that you have the best day ever. Bye.